Light is Britain's far-right conspiracy theory paper spreading hate and vicious lies. No, that's what the BBC say. The Light is the only national newspaper bringing you the real news and informed opinion on what's really going on today. You can subscribe, order copies, submit articles, and read back issues on our website, thelightpaper.co.uk, and see for yourself why the establishment are so worried about the uncensored truth getting out to people every month. The Light Paper. Not far right, just right so far. thelightpaper.co.uk.
Scene script. Have you ever pondered the idea of financial independence and early retirement? The notion of not having to clock in at 9 or wrestle with the daily grind? Imagine a life where you're not shackled by financial obligations or a demanding job. It's not an impossible dream, but a reality for those who embrace the FIRE movement. That's financial independence, retire early. Consider the tale of Jane, a woman in her early 30s. Jane was an ordinary person living an ordinary life. She had a 9-to-5 job, a mortgage, car payments, and a lifestyle that was comfortable but hardly extravagant. And like most people, she dreamed of a life where she didn't have to worry about money. Jane decided to make a change. She began by cutting back on non-essential expenses, saving as much of her income as possible. She invested wisely, focusing on assets that generated passive income that didn't require her to trade time for money. Slowly but surely, Jane began to build her financial independence. She was still working, but she was no longer living paycheck to paycheck. She had a safety net, a cushion that gave her the freedom to make choices based on what she wanted, not what she needed. Fast forward 10 years, Jane, now in her early 40s, had achieved her goal. She was financially independent. She had enough passive income to cover her living expenses, and she no longer needed to work to survive. She was free to retire early, to spend her time as she pleased. Jane's story may seem extraordinary, but it's not unique. It's the story of anyone who has embraced the principles of the FIRE movement. It's a tale of discipline, of sacrifice, and of a relentless pursuit of financial independence. To summarize, the key points discussed today revolve around the idea of financial independence and early retirement. It requires discipline and sacrifice, cutting back on non-essential expenses and saving as much as possible. It involves investing wisely, focusing on assets that generate passive income. But most importantly, it requires a change in mindset. It's about seeing money not as a means to buy things, but as a tool to buy freedom. It's about understanding the true value of time and the freedom that comes with not having to trade it for money. This is the essence of the FIRE movement. It's not just about retiring early, it's about achieving financial independence, about gaining the freedom to live life on your own terms. Like Jane, you too can embrace the principles of the FIRE movement and embark on a journey towards financial independence and early retirement. After all, the only thing standing between you and your financial freedom is you.
Ever wondered how much you'd need to save to achieve financial independence? The answer lies within the mathematics of a concept known as FIRE, which stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. The most essential number in your journey to financial independence is calculated by multiplying your annual spend by 25. Notice the emphasis on annual spend, not annual income. This calculation is based on the principle that you need £300 invested for every pound you wish to spend each month in passive income. Hence, your FIRE number is also your monthly spend times 300. This mathematical principle is founded on the 4% safe withdrawal rate, as defined by financial advisor William Bengen. He proposed this rate after analyzing the S&P 500, which typically produces an average of better than 10% growth per year when studied over a period of approximately 30 years. Bengen considered factors such as inflation and market volatility. After studying previous market activity, he concluded that a 4% rate of withdrawal per year would provide for a 30-year sustainable portfolio in the vast majority of cases. So to paint a clearer picture, if your monthly spend is £1,000, then your target for financial independence is 300 times 1,000, or £300,000. Alternatively, if your annual spend is £12,000, your financial independence target is 25 times 12,000, which also equates to £300,000. The first step in planning your financial independence, therefore, lies in understanding your monthly and yearly expenditure. Without this knowledge, it is impossible to take further strides towards your financial freedom. In summary, the mathematics of FIRE revolves around the principle of multiplying your annual spend by 25 or your monthly spend by 300 based on the 4% safe withdrawal rate. Knowing your monthly and annual spend is crucial in determining the amount you need to save to achieve financial independence. Armed with this knowledge, you can then plan your journey towards financial freedom. Remember, the journey to financial independence is not a sprint, but a marathon. Embrace the mathematics of FIRE and take the first step towards your financial independence today.
Good morning, guys. It is 7:59 on Monday, the 8th of June 2026, and that means that we have completed 4 years and 10 weeks of this roughly 8-year FIRE journey, or FIRE experiment if you prefer. With a minute to go just before the market opens, let's have a look at the situation at close of play on Friday. So the market closed at £106.32, and it was actually down about 2/3%. And you can even see that the candlesticks on the chart there were beginning to decrease in amplitude just ahead of that, and you can't actually see the fall at this scale, but nevertheless you could sort of see that it was likely to happen. The current portfolio value is sitting at 36,700. The return on investment just over 41%, and there are 345 shares in the portfolio with an average purchase price of £75.30. Now these figures will reset for the day very shortly. Let's just scroll down and have a look at these stats here. As you can see, the market closed at its lowest point for the day on Friday, and in terms of the 52-week range, so the last 52 rolling weeks, if you like, the lowest point traded was 83.49, and the highest that we've seen was 107.37. So before we have a look at the notifications, let me just draw your attention to Monzo.
I want a bank that makes money easy.
That sounds perfectly reasonable.
And you are?
We're a bank called Monzo.
I want a bank that shows me what I spend instantly.
No problem, just give us a go. See?
Can you make splitting bills easy?
Super easy, check this out.
But it's a real faff to sign up.
It takes less than 10 minutes.
Race you.
You're on.
Can I talk to a real person 24/7?
Of course.
Even now?
Yep.
Even now?
Anytime.
Can you tell me when I'm running a little low on cash?
We certainly can.
Cool. Can I afford these?
You certainly can't, sorry. Can't afford that either.
That's a real shame.
Not really. Time's up, how'd you get on?
It's a draw.
Can you help me save for my next holiday?
Oh, how about you set up a savings pot in the Monzo app called Barbados, baby?
Thanks for listening, Monzo.
We're all ears.
We can go now.
Rude. You make Monzo Monzo.
Okay, and as you could see noted at the bottom, there are affiliate links in the description for the video. 3 this week. There's one for Smarty Mobile, one for Monzo, and finally one for Trading 212, in fact. So if you I suppose what I would say in terms of trading 212, if you have decided that you're going to get into investing, that you are happy to do it yourself without advice, and that you've done your homework and you've decided that trading 212 is the platform that you would choose to use, then I would say please go ahead and use that sign up link. We'll both benefit if you do. With that said, if you aren't entirely sure what you're doing, if you haven't looked at other platforms or other investing options, or if you might need advice in terms of what to invest in, then I would ask you to please think about what you're doing carefully. With investing, it is worth pointing out that there is always the risk that you could get back less than you invested, particularly when you don't know what you're doing, or if your risk tolerance is just not sufficient for what you end up investing in. And at that stage, I would suggest you go away and take some more time to do a little bit of due diligence to understand the ins and outs, and assess really whether this is right for you. With that said, we have seen the market open just now. It is down roughly 1 2/3% as things stand today. So the new price just right now, £105.30, and you can actually see a little bit of red just creeping in on the chart there. Now, before we look at the notifications, I just wanted to actually show you a different scale. So currently I think we're on the 5-year view of the market. If we jump to a 1-year view, it doesn't actually look an awful lot different by the time you kind of zoom out to the same level. Let's take it to 3 months, and when you go to 3 months, you can actually see the most recent couple of days worth of pullbacks. But personally speaking, I actually prefer the 5-year view, because, and I suppose in a way, if you look at that 3-month thing again, see the way there's a bit of red, a bit of green, a bit of red, a bit of green, that on the 5-year view, that actually gets smoothed out, so that you just see something that looks more like a trend rather than kind of what I might call one-off, one-day activity. And I suppose that's why I prefer this view. Having been watching the markets for a length of time now, generally the size of the candlesticks gives you a bit of an indication. And as I say, I think it is fair to say that there was a little bit of a tailing off just prior to the red candlestick there, and that was enough of a warning for me to realise that there was very likely going to be either a dip or a pullback. Whether that's a dip or a correction is hard to be sure at this stage. You really only know that with hindsight. I suppose, I mean, if we were to look at this most recent, but here I wouldn't really call that a dip, it was more of a correction. But that's where things are sitting right now. Let's have a little look at the notifications then. Lululemon falls 12% after reporting lower Q1 profit and downgrading its 2026 outlook. I've never heard of this company. Let's just click on this and see if it tells us any more. So the name is Lululemon Athletica. I wonder, will it tell us anything about it further down? Here's a little about section. Let's hit see all. Oh goodness, okay, so what do we learn here? Well, it's a company in Vancouver with 39,000 employees. It's a consumer cyclical sector in the retail apparel industry. And they say that together with its subsidiaries, designs, distributes and retails athletic apparel and accessories for women and men. It operates in 2 segments, company-operated stores and direct-to-consumer. The company offers pants, shorts, tops and jackets for healthy lifestyle and athletic activities such as yoga, running and training, as well as other sweaty pursuits. It also provides fitness-related accessories and footwear. The company sells its products through a chain of company-operated stores, outlets and warehouse sales. Interactive workout platform, a network of wholesale accounts such as yoga studios, health clubs and fitness centres, temporary locations and license and supply arrangements, as well as directly to consumer through mobile apps and Lululemon.com e-commerce website. As of January the 30th, 2022, it operated 574 company-operated stores under the Lululemon brand in the United States, Canada, the People's Republic of China, interestingly, Australia, the United Kingdom, Japan, New Zealand, Germany, South Korea, Singapore, France, Malaysia, Sweden, Ireland, the Netherlands, Norway and Switzerland. Lululemon Athletica Inc. was founded in 1998 and is based in Vancouver, Canada. So, as I say, I had never heard of this company before. I decided just to have a little look at that, just as that was the only new notification in our little box here. And interestingly, they do operate in the UK, despite the fact that I had never heard of them. But there's a little bit more information for you. And I suppose in a way I can't say that I'm overly surprised that they are reporting lower profit in the current climate. Ultimately, retail is always a difficult place to be, particularly where you're operating stores and you're possibly competing against online-only offerings such as Temu, but not exclusively. There are plenty of other operators in the sector. I suppose the biggest is probably Amazon in this area, and not a massive surprise that they are struggling a little bit, given that they still have a significant bricks and mortar presence on the high street by the sound of things. But there we go. As I say, I didn't recognize that company name. Ultimately, if you're investing in the S&P 500, that doesn't matter. You don't need to know everything about every company in the top 500. All you really need to know is that they're in the top 500 and that they are performing better than roughly the other 2,500 companies in the S&P index. So, with all that said, let's go ahead and do this week's investment. Regular viewers to the channel will know that each week I invest 120 theoretical pounds into the Vanguard S&P 500 exchange traded fund. Seen here on the Trading 212 practice platform, which gives you 50,000 theoretical pounds to play with when you open your account. And at a rate of £120 invested per week, that fund, if you like, will be exhausted over the space of roughly 8 years. Now we're a little more than halfway through that. As I say, we've completed 4 years and 10 weeks, and things appear to be going pretty well. So at the current market price, we should be able to buy roughly 1.1 shares. Let's review the order. As you can see, it's a market buy. The market is open, and we're not setting any stops or limits or anything like that. It's just a straight market buy. We got our 1.1 shares for 105.32. Now if we look back at the notifications, you can actually see the previous purchase. Exactly a week ago, 7 days ago, we bought 1.1 shares for 107.16. So we've bought slightly more this time. because of the fact that the market is slightly down, and that essentially is emblematic of what's known as dollar cost averaging. So as price falls, for the same amount of money, you're going to be able to buy more stock. Now, with that investment completed, the new portfolio value, 36,500. Pardon me. Probably down slightly since the time that the market opened, but the return on investment down also very slightly, just below 40% now. And now we've got 347 shares in the portfolio with an average purchase price up about 10p to 75.40, and essentially the reason for investing weekly is simply that it provides you with regular, consistent investing. Some people might choose to do it monthly. I personally prefer weekly because I think it just gives you the ability, I suppose, to take advantage of little falls like what we've seen today straight away, whereas if our investment was not to happen for another, I don't know, let's say 3 weeks, because this is the 8th, so if it was going to be another 3 weeks time, there's every chance that we may not have been able to take advantage of that 1.5% fall this morning. The market could be back up where it had been before, but that is just simply personal preference. There's no real right or wrong. At the end of the day, what matters is consistency and investing when the market falls as well as when it rises. Now, let me see if there's anything else we need to cover. So I don't think there is actually. We have had a look at the market just prior to open. We have seen the open. We've had a look at the notifications. We have discussed what has changed between Friday afternoon and this morning. We've done our weekly investment, and really guys, that is it for this week. I stream weekly, usually near the start of the week, and if you like this episode, why not give it a thumbs up, and if you're interested in following the journey, please consider subscribing to the channel. But apart from that, guys, that is it for this week. Thank you for watching, and hopefully see you again next week for more. Bye for now.
Woke up one morning, saw the world in a new light. No more 9 to 5, I'm living my own fight. I got a plan that's simple, a number game to play. It's the freedom that I'm chasing, I'm walking away. They said it's impossible, just a dream so far, but I've learned to count the cost. Now I'm driving my own car. I don't need a mansion, don't need a fancy name. I've got peace of mind and I'm free from the daily grind shame. It's not magic, it's maths, it's a clear-cut path. Building wealth day by day, it's all about the craft. I've got my numbers straight, my future's looking bright. No more working for a paycheck, I'm free to take flight. It's not magic, it's maths, it's the way I live. Financial freedom's waiting, with all that I can give. I cut back on the clutter, I got my spending in check, investing in my future, no time for regret. The years go by faster, my money's working too. I got a plan that's steady and it's seeing me through. They said I couldn't do it, said it wouldn't last, but I'm retiring early, leaving all that stress in the past. I'm building my empire, brick by brick. The math's all adding up and it's working real quick. It's not magic, it's maths, it's a clear-cut path. Building wealth day by day, it's all about the craft. I've got my numbers straight, my future's looking bright. No more working for paths and it's mine to take. A life of freedom, no more decisions to make.